Garrosh versus Scarlet!
Let the blight begin!
Now you're sailing on my seas!
Nothing that hurts my hounds! The citadel stands strong!
What now?
Eight combatants enter, and I take the crown.
You really think you are in control here? I wonder... I must choose!
The menagerie is for
I'm
guests
not
only.
rooting for you!
I taste this!
smell the flowers.
You really put the old hero. I choose death.
Garrosh versus Leandrin!
My blade burns with holy fire.
Now you're sailing on my seas.
By petal and sword!
The light dims, but we fight.
Follow the flutterwings.
I wonder.
Take combatant center, and I take the crown.
job's done.
I'm not rooting for you!
The world tree heals all.
Looks like we've got a fight for the ages.
The world tree heals all.
Constant control.
I'm not rooting for you!
All are nourished when the cycle renews.
I must choose.
Rise, and let balance
Insignificant.
Do not confine yourself to linear thinking.
The sands still, and I listen.
The light dims, but we fight.
The menagerie is for guests.
I wonder. What now? My hatred cannot be contained! Choose! I don't have enough mana.
Follow the flutterwings!
Another realm awaits.
All are nourished when the cycle renews.
You cannot outrun infinity!
All are nourished when the cycle renews.
relaxation for all, and all thanks to me.
I must choose.
By petal and sword!
My hatred cannot be contained. There's always room for dessert.
Stop and smell the flowers.
My hatred cannot be contained. My hatred cannot be contained. I wonder.
I have seen creation, and I will bring destruction.
I must choose.
Stop and smell the flowers.
The ring! Trust your ally! There's always room for dessert!
I'm almost out of cards. I'm out of cards.
I am no master!
versus Urel!
Light, guide my hand.
Now you're sailing on my seas.
Stop and smell the flowers.
Now Lo had many adventures.
Do it like this.
What now?
Stop and smell the flowers.
The toy store belongs to the Titans! You have a fraction of my power. What now?
What a triumph!
I must choose.
The menagerie is for guests only.
Do it like this.
My blood boils for war.
The exit is this way.
Reporting for duty.
There's always room for dessert.
Reporting for duty.
Taste defeat.
All are nourished when the cycle renews.
You really put the old heave-ho.
Reporting for duty.
Everything.
This is your moment.
Let's get another. That was a crazy game. I mean, that says something about the power level of each individual card in this. Between Nomelia, Dracorex, the brawl was very well timed. Both the brawls were great. Alright, another paladin.
My blade burns with holy fire.
Now you're sailing on my seas.
Alright, that's an okay hand. Imbue Paladin it is. This deck is way more popular. That's a very good thing to get off Vegas. That's crazy. You know, let's do this.
By petal and sword.
Alright, good value. Maybe it played double Plucky Paint Fin instead of the Curator. Eh? Eh? Oh my god. That's amazing. They'd rather hit it with the Maul than their minion. I love it. I guess Draker X Fyrrak.
The menagerie is for guests only.
Yeah, this is why I wanted to play Curator, because hitting it on 5, or in this case, turn 4, is really powerful.
The world tree heals all.
The light dims, but we fight.
Very likely that I'll be playing the Rush Bloodfighter, Logosh.
Another realm awaits.
Yeah, hard not to.
In the ring, blood speaks. With valor.
Pretty good, but unfortunately for them...
In the ring are stars to fight.
Wow. That's amazing. I really wish I had another one there. That would have been epic. I assume they would have just conceded on the spot if I had the third one.
Relaxation for all, and all.
I really like this deck. This is a lot of fun.
Rise, and let balance be restored.
Yeah, it's interesting to see the return to like a traditional Imbue rogue where they're playing Ursol and Renewing Flames and stuff. Really crazy. You know what I can do actually? I guess, no, you know what, I should have poked it with this and then that would have dealt 7. That would have been better. Oh well. No, but if I poked it, it would have been at 10. That's right. Okay, there was a reason I did that. Interesting. Just to make sure that I take some damage off Renewing Flames. They're using a lot of resources for this. Well, let's cancel out some of that benefit that they got. Obviously, it's going to kill Zilliaxes if they don't have like their own Zilliax or something like that, but that's okay. I'm back to 26, and we are off and running. My cards are going to be, I think, a little bit more powerful than theirs from here on out. I think.
Another realm awaits.
I'm thinking next turn I might Bob, freeze their minions, and then Wondrous Wand. That'll give me a couple of turns to deal with some of this stuff. Ooh, they're wasting them now. Good. Let's see what we get off of this first. Ooh, Elisa's good.
Take combatant center, and I take the crown.
I remember this place well.
Yeah, I think we go with Raptors.
Stop and smell the flowers.
And they can't play anything because their board is still full, so seems good. The way that they're using their draw spells so aggressively makes me think that they probably... Ooh, Brawl's great. Brawl is great. So let's do this. And then we'll Brawl. Perfect draw. I was literally wondering, should I attack that minion just to make sure it doesn't have Divine Shield, just in case it's the last one? Well, here we are. Ooh, if I do Elise, then I get 2 copies of it, and I think I get 1 in my hand. Yeah, let's get it. Come on. Alright, Double Fire Plume is great. And they each do different things. Yeah, the way that they're being aggressive with the draws makes me think they could have the OTK combo. But they're already down to 8 cards, so I feel like I would have seen some of it by now. It's very unlikely at this point. Ceaseless Expanse. Great.
Blaze a trail.
Yeah, I think we just go for it here.
I have seen creation, and I
destruction.
All are nourished when the cycle moves.
There's always room for dessert.
Excellent sequencing. Alright. Good set of turns. So I was thinking about possibly holding the Ceaseless Expanse until a little bit later, but holding double Fire Plume, I think there's going to be enough value over the next couple turns that even if they do anything crazy, I'll be able to keep up with it and won't have to be as like reactionary. I would love to draw Shallow Drasil. That would get some good cards. Yeah, if you've never casted a corrupted Shallow Drasil, it's just insane. It's so nuts. Ooh, that's pretty good. And they're out of spots.
I'm almost out of cards.
Ooh, that sucks for them.
I'm out of cards.
That really sucks for them. So I can deal with most of these things.
What now?
I'm thinking Fire Plume might be the play here. Let's trade here. That'll give me an extra dude. Let's get rid of that, and we'll do this.
Mistakes of the past.
What? Just to get rid of my 4/4? What? Oh, okay then.
And smell the flowers.
I'm almost out of cards. I'm out of cards.
Go away.
Yeah, this doesn't seem like it's going to end well for them, but I do need to have answers for 2 9-cost dragons every turn. They also, they haven't played the Malorn yet. Renewing Flames, interesting. Ooh, this could be crazy. Okay, hold up here. So let's do this. That'll get Brawl out of my deck. Oh, it gets that. Okay, cool. Please be something crazy. I mean, I almost want to wait until Sanguine Depths is not in the deck. Or Brawl, but... Let's do it anyway. Ooh, very nice. Alright, so when I play Fyrrak, these will all be corrupted. This is looking pretty good. Dang. What you know about that shallow Drasil? Nice. That sucks.
I'm almost out of cards.
Alright, let's get this out of the way. I've got no minions, so I can't use that one, and I'm not going to make these legendary minions. I mean, the Shallow Drasil itself is going to be way more valuable. Alright, one card left for him. This is crazy. Are they going to play it? Wow! They're not even going to bother playing it. I feel like Malorn would be okay, but alright. 2-2. Starting off 0-2 was rough, but we have caught up to 2-2. This deck's got a lot of good cards.
Watch your step.
Now you're sailing on my seas.
Okay, not bad draws. Yeah, Curator's definitely got to come out of this deck. I like it so much, though.
too soon.
Yeah, as clunky as the blood fighters are, they feel better than a lot of other things. And Ysera's turning out to be pretty good, because having all that extra mana is super helpful.
By petal and sword.
I'm very tempted to play 2 Pluckies. Maybe instead of the Curator.
Everybody needs a cast.
It draws Nomelia, Ziliax, Dracorex, like just so many valuable things that are super helpful at different stages of the game.
Follow the flutter wings.
The menagerie is for guests only.
Follow the flutter wings.
Wow.
Eat up, little one.
Not very good. Well, there's a brawl. We're gonna do this. Seems okay. Pretty good. It's essentially a 1-for-1 trade, though. Yeah, it's kind of weird when you get into like card advantage, because well, if we got another blood fighter, we're definitely doing this. It's kind of weird when you get into that type of card advantage talk, because it's like, so a 2-for-1 is great. You know, Nomelia attacking and killing multiple minions is a 2-for-1 or even greater, 3, 4-for-1, etc. If Nomelia kills multiple minions, but those minions came from one card, then it's essentially a 1-for-1 again, because Blob of Tar is just one card. So, doesn't seem like that was the best play to attack with Nomelia there, but it dealt with a threat that they thought that warranted that action. So, I mean, hard to say without looking at their hand and stuff. Okay then. This could be cool.
Too soon. I remember this place well.
we got 2 blood fighters. Very nice. I kind of like Dracorex here, honestly. Yeah, it reserves the blood fighter for whatever possibly comes off of this. Or just smacks him in the face. After you play a minion with the same attack as this, summon a copy. Yeah, we'll just get rid of that. Cool. Yeah, that Stitch, Dr. Stitch and So, pretty cool. Very interesting, but I don't know, since you're only discovering, you don't get to choose anything other than discovers, it gets a little weird. Then you're just, you know, kind of stuck with whatever options you're presented with. That would be really cool if you could, like, stitch stuff together in deck building. That would be amazing. Excellent. Yeah, this is crazy value. There it is. 3-2. So I don't normally do this in the middle of a video. I like to usually stick with a deck list and just run it. But I'm going to switch out that Curator for another Plucky. And we're going to see how this runs. I think Plucky is going to be very valuable because it'll get a Blood Fighter, Nomelia, Dracorex, Ziliax, whereas Curator a lot of times has less targets. And especially as the game goes on, it gets a little bit, it gets much worse the longer the game goes on for Curator. So I think having double Plucky could be good. And plus it's an earlier threat. It can trade with basically everything unless they've got Divine Shield, so I like that a lot. The only downside is Curator is a taunt minion that could be gotten from Tortolan Traveler. But I think there's enough targets for Traveler, it should be okay. Nice, this is a good hand. Is that worth executing? Seems like it's probably worth a precursory strike. We'll save ourselves a little bit of life. Yeah, if you can have some tempo against Protoss Priest, it's pretty good. What up, artist? Are you the marshal in this town? Indeed. Yes, that would be me. The marshal, the man, the myth, the legend, the magician. I go by many names. How you been, artist? It feels like it's been a while since I've seen you, bro.
I love heights.
Nice. 7 mana Ziliax is great. So maybe I should have done Blobitar last turn and then gone Tortolan, Traveler, Hero Power this turn. Maybe that was bad sequencing. One of these takes double damage, right? Yeah.
What now?
Yeah, I think that was improper sequencing for sure. That's pretty good. Oh yeah, no, I took a little break for the holidays. I mean, that was back in, you know, end of December, early January. But then I did like my, any biscuits for Christmas? Nah, I didn't get any biscuits. Too much gravy, lots of biscuits. But yeah, I did that whole legend run that I posted on YouTube, all on Twitch and everything. Did that in like the first 4 days of the seasons, or of this season, and just been doing a bunch of random stuff. Yeah, experimenting with all sorts of decks like this. Bob doesn't seem bad here to freeze, because then I've got Ziliax to follow up with next turn. I don't know that I can justify any other play here, though. But then I had to take a couple days off, too, because, what's it called? There was mold in the apartment, so had to have a bunch of workers in here banging on stuff. They tore out, like, half the ceiling, an entire wall, stuff like that. It was crazy. There's the Plucky. No dead bodies in the ceilings or the walls, no. Just a bunch of mold. Which actually might be the result of dead bodies that decomposed. I don't know. And never mind. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. But I'm just thankful it's over. That was crazy. Alright. Much better position now. Yeah, I was more so hoping they'd find cash rather than bodies, but what are you going to do? But you know what? The workers probably would have just kept the cash. They'd been like, you know what? We're going to consider it a tip. Like, I would have never known. They had that stuff all covered in plastic. Seems pretty good. Okay. Yeah, very good value for them. Okay. Protoss Priest is one hell of a deck. I would love to draw another Blood Fighter. That would be that would really add to this position. Let's see. Plucky draws. Yeah, Dracorex, Blood Fighter, and Nomelia. So if that gets a Blood Fighter, I could play this one, and then I'd have a second one to follow up with. That might be the play here. Blob of Tar is also an option if I don't draw a Blood Fighter, I suppose. Alright, Dracorex is fine. Rex will be very helpful next turn. Yes, the answer to your question is yes. I'm putting this video on YouTube, so I don't want to say what your question is, but yes, the answer is yes. They definitely were. They were dope, though. They were dope. So is my lady. My lady is also. So, yeah. Hablo poquito. No mucho. Entiendo más que hablo. I understand a lot more Spanish than I can speak. Like, my lady's grandma is like 90 years old. From Mexico originally, so she speaks like Spanglish, like kind of half Spanish, half English. So I'm always just like, okay, I got like 4 words in that sentence. Like, let's see, Dracorex is great here. Yeah, I don't know that I can justify any other plays, but Dracorex seems awesome. So the interesting thing about Dracorex is after he attacks, it damages all other enemy minions. So if you attack a minion that's got Divine Shield, you only hit it once and you hit all the other minions once. If you attack a minion with Reborn, it's technically a new minion again, and then it hits that Reborn minion. So it works out pretty nicely. Wow, that's pretty good. That's a very good card, Sasquatch. Okay, that's some tech right there. Sasquatch in Protoss Priest is great. Yeah, this is pretty nuts. And they swapped my Dracorex. It's so rude. I guess we'll do this. I should have done the Precursory Strike first to see what I draw. Okay, I wouldn't have been able to cast it anyway. That's fine. So I'm hanging on here, but they're starting to get a serious advantage. They're getting me to a lower life total. Yeah, there are many, many great ones. Oh, yeah. I mean, I've always been a big fan of a bunch of Latino culture. Like, I grew up in Southern California, so, you know, growing up, I always had to know a little bit of Spanish, like the tiniest bit. Usually, the first words I learned were the swear words. And then I learned how to tell if someone was talking smack about you and trying to be slick about it, being like, oh, the white guy doesn't understand me. But like, no, actually, just enough. But, like, I grew up on all kinds of stuff, like Gabriel Iglesias was a huge comedian when I was like a teenager. He really started popping then. Cheech and Chong, like, I mean, Carlos Santana. I mean, and then you can get into like Selena and like all sorts of other stuff. Like, it's, yeah, it's crazy the influence of Latin culture on America. Brawl is cool here. Fyrrak could be better technically, but I think Brawl is a for sure. Like, Fyrrak could be a blowout here. Because if I get stuff that damages, you know, enemy minions, I could get the... There's that Shaman drink that deals 1 damage to all minions, and then I would get the extra copies, and I guess I couldn't play them this turn, but I have them for next turn. But I think Brawl is safe. They get to keep 1 minion, but hopefully it's one of the Reborn minions. And I can follow up with Ham. I think that's alright. Ham eating a mothership would be the greatest. Ah, I got all the Reborn minions, dang. Alright, so we'll just Ham, put up a little bit of fight. Yes! Ziliax is great. So I'm 3-2 after 5 games. I'm really liking this deck. It's a little clunky here and there, It needs a little bit more tweaking in order to optimize, but I played against Aggro Paladin earlier, what was that, a couple games ago? And they got me all the way down to 1 life and just started throwing haymakers. Nomelia, a bunch of taunt minions always helps, but then Dracorex and Fyrrak, just Ceaseless Expanse, it all just sealed the deal. I don't remember if I played Ziliax while I had Shaladrasil in my hand. No, so it's not corrupted. Ooh, Nomelia is a great draw. So I can attack this, and that'll clear everything but this guy, because it'll get reborn. Wait, what? Okay. I thought that would clear a lot more minions. Interesting. I could Ceaseless Expanse here, but I feel like it's probably good to keep it. But, I mean, they have 7 attack, and I'm at 13 is the problem. I can go to 15 with armor, and then Ceaseless Expanse next turn. Is it worth the risk? I think it's probably okay. I fought through 3 resuscitates so far, so how much more can they really have? That Sasquatch was very interesting. Aye, that's 6 more. So 13 plus their hero power is 15. Aye, aye, aye. Alright, so I should have gone with the for sure bet of Ceaseless Expanse. That is a bummer. For exacties. Alright, so 3 and 3 after 6 games. Not bad still. 50% is reasonable. You get below 50%, that's when you gotta start really making some changes, though. That guy earned that win. Man. Alright, so yeah, when I'm in a situation like that, I need to not gamble even the slightest bit. Gotta go with the for sure thing. Yeah, a lot of the metagame right now seems to be Paladin and Rogue. There's Imbue Paladin, there's Aggro Paladin. Imbue Rogue is huge right now. A lot less Mage, a lot less Death Knight. Protoss Priest seems to be making a comeback though. It's a pretty good deck. You think I should open up a Mexican restaurant? Okay. Well, one of the things I do well is cook. And I've been, so my lady's 90-year-old grandma, her and I are pretty close. She cooks for us all the time, and I'm always like writing down her recipes for stuff, so I wouldn't be bad at it. It'd be kind of like flipping the roles. You know how a lot of times you go to like, you ever been to a Chinese restaurant? This legit happened to me one time. I was in Oregon somewhere, like a small town, and this dude that, we went there for business, and this dude that we know was like, "You guys want Chinese food?" And we're like, "Yes, please," because my boss at the time was Chinese, and I even now live in a very a big Chinese community in Southern California, in one of the little pockets, and so we got great Chinese food here, and so we were just like, "Oh yes, please." We expected just like, you know, diners and, you know, stuff like that mainly. So he takes us to this restaurant, and the dude that comes to take our order is Korean, and all the cooks in the back were Mexican. And we were just like, wait. And the food was okay. It was fine, but we know what like legit Chinese food is. So we were like, this is a little off. But yeah, I love cooking, so I'm always down to... I've wanted to... I mean, restaurants are a tough business to open, but I've always wanted to have some kind of food-related thing. This is a rough spot, because since they've got the the aura up, they're going to keep pushing here. I want to say ham is the call. Tortolan seems okay. It could get me a Blobitar for next turn, but I think... yeah, let's do this because it'll give us some value by eating a minion. Hopefully get something like Gelbin. Or a Ziliax. That's the second Ziliax off of ham. We running hot. We running hot. Yeah, my only gripe with Mexican food is the spice. Like, I try very hard. I've been upping my spice tolerance for a long time, but it just destroys my insides. Like, there's times where I eat it and I'm like, ooh, that's good. It's hot, but it's good. And then it's always, as it's working its way through, you're like, this was a mistake. Tortolan Traveler seems okay. This is a pretty rough spot. Thankfully, they're down to 2 cards, so as long as I can fight my way through the rest of the Crusader aura, I think I'll be okay. Maybe Blobitar is just the call, because, yeah, that gives me 2 taunt minions to work with. So if I were to actually open a restaurant, I would probably open the biggest fusion restaurant ever. Just be like some Indian influence, a lot of Mexican influence, a little bit of Chinese. I love me some Chinese food. Just go super crazy with it. All right, so this turn I think is going to be crucial here for setting momentum for the rest of the game. So, yeah, Mechatork is going to be annoying. I think I got to get rid of this way. And then we can do, let's start with Plucky and Tortolan. I really like the double Plucky in this. Yeah, I had the Curator in here, but it just didn't have enough targets to really make it viable. Wow, Puppet Master. Perfect timing. Nice. All right, so they're gonna get something off of Dorian probably, but I think it's okay. Yup. Hopefully it's not something crazy. We already know they don't have a Ziliax, so that's good.
Who dares disturb?
Okay. There are worse things, I guess.
Who dares disturb?
I feel like they should have attacked that with their Drake and then played the second one. It would have cleared the way completely. Because now we get to Nomelia. I could just brawl. That doesn't seem bad, but... oh no, you know what I'm going to do? I could throw this guy out there, but then I'm losing value on the future blood fighters. This is the thing. Yeah, I think Nomelia is the right call. Then we can do this, and this, and get some health back. Alright. Yeah, I think the main thing about the early game with this deck is just figuring out how to get to like turn 8 as unscathed as possible. Wow, double cardboard. Okay, it's a little late for that.
Reporting for duty.
Precursory Strike gets a lot of stuff. I could just drop a Ysera and pray, but I kind of like this.
In the ring, blood speaks.
It's not ideal if they have a way to kill it, but nice. Elise is great. So now that they have way fewer cards, I'm just going to start dropping stuff like Fyrrak, and hopefully they won't be able to answer it. Oh, I had a feeling they had an aura. Okay. That does not seem good for them.
My hatred cannot be contained.
Hopefully I draw some cards. Alright.
With valor.
Good enough. I'm honestly not really sure why they're still playing. Okay, Nomelia is a little helpful, but and they don't know I don't have another blood fighter, so they're playing around it, which is great. What's the dark gift here? +4 health and taunt. That's not bad. Yeah, hard not to play Elise here. Let's go for a Fire Plume. Terror Run could be cool, but Fire Plume is so much value. We'll get the armor and a 10/10 copy. These aren't super crazy now, but it'll increase my maximum mana. Sure.
With valor.
And I love this interaction with, I love being able to Sanguine Depths execute. So just holding up a Depths, usually people underestimate it. They're like, it's +2 attack somewhere, or maybe 1 damage to a minion to finish it off. But the execute is amazing. Yep, there it is. Alright, 4 and 3. Alright, let's see how I do with 3 more games. I'm gonna take this one all the way to 10. It seems like it's warranted. I normally only go to 5, and if the deck is not performing well. Because if you go like 1 and 4, it's like, okay, maybe something has to change. And if you can already tell, you know, where the gaps are in your deck, then that's where I like to go back and go, okay, let's do a different version, start a new video, kind of get our footing again. Okay, so I actually haven't played against Shaman with this yet, so this should be very interesting. Might be tough, because they normally have some crazy cards. I'm tempted to keep Ham, but I don't think it's the right call. I would really like a New Heights. Okay, Nomelia is great against them, and Sanguine Depths Execute is awesome to have. This is like the perfect hand against Shaman. Huh. Okay. So that's a nature spell, so that tells me they probably have the 2-mana guy that gets +1/+1 and draws a card. We'll chill here. Okay, I guess they don't have it. Interesting play then. Turbulus on turn 3, very good for them. Yeah, we'll take some damage, that's fine.
I remember this place well.
Ooh. Elise is pretty good. That's crazy. Okay, so... I think this is what I'm gonna do. It's not the greatest use of execute. But, it saves me a little bit of life now. Yeah, they're over there doing calculations now. They're like, okay, timeout. Execute is a whole different thing. Discover a spell death rattle. Wow. Very interesting. Okay. They got that off a Terror Run. That's good. Yeah, we are chilling. This is a very slow shaman draw. I'm incredibly surprised. Normally shaman has a lot more things. They'll usually have a bellhop by now. There's a Growfin, okay. Excellent draw. Okay, so now that I have 2 brawls... Yeah, there's a lot of ways I could play this turn. I don't think Brawl is the play. I could, like, Nomelia attack here and get rid of these 3 guys. But I think Nomelia might be better later. Blow of Tar isn't bad. Yeah, let's run this. Yeah, this is a surprisingly chill game for Shaman. Makes me feel like I should be very careful with my resources. So we'll just hang here. Obviously, their Terror Run activates. That was kind of the hesitancy of Blavatar, but I think it's okay. Because if they do that on Nomelia, it'll mostly clear their board, but I think that's worse to lose Nomelia than the Blob. Because at least this gives me a poisonous minion, or at least forces them to deal with a poisonous minion. Cool. So now I can just pop one with this. What? You're losing value, man. And I like that their board is full. Oh, I guess I can't pop it. Just kidding. Now this is a little bit more Nomelia worthy. It might be Brawl worthy, actually. Yeah, they're really taking their time. This is... It's honestly a little unsettling, because now I'm like, what are they going to do? There's been no Flight of the Firehawk. There's been no bird watching. No Parrot Sanctuary. They've got the two big Grofins now, because they... There it is. That and that. So they could do those, but it's just gonna die. I think that probably warrants an Omelia. I could Fyrrak next turn. There's the Parrot Sanctuary. They're going to use that for the Gigantify. Oh no, they're going to bird watching. I guess they're being careful with their resources. Yeah, this is the beauty of mid-range. They can chill a little bit and kind of play a slower game, and they're not really losing much value. Wow, what a draw. It's hard not to play Dracorex here. Yeah, I mean, come on. How do we not? Birdwatching is such an incredible card. Ooh. Pretty good. Now they got the weapon, but the weapon costs 6. Okay. I love me some Searing Reflection. When your enemy's turn ends, deal infinite damage to their highest health minion. Okay. Well, this could be good. Let's do this. We've got 10 cards in hand, so I'm gonna use this to do that.
My hand is too full.
Nice, that's a good one to burn. Ooh, boy. That's really good for them. Okay. Seems pretty good. That's unfortunate. Alright, fine. So I can hit him for 15 right now. Could have been 17, but I don't think it's going to make too much difference. This is one hell of a game. Wow. Okay, that was pretty good. So if I play Shallow Drasil, I won't get anything because I got 9 cards in my hand. Darn. Plucky does draw stuff. This could draw. You know, there is a way that I could have killed them had I used this on one of those minions, because they would have been at 7. This puts them at 4, and then Shallow Drasil could give me the one that deals 5 damage to all enemies. Just depends on how I sequence this turn. Okay then. I have an execute, so I gotta do this. That's for sure. I think I do have to do this. And then let's throw this out there. Let's do this. Alright, Elise is good. And Lucky. Alright, 2 Blood Fighters is great, and especially this one, because now I can drop him, and then hopefully the one that drops after could just kill them if it hits their face. Wow. Just a baffling game. This deck just has the coolest games. It's just, I a lot of times just end up throwing haymakers back and forth, especially with the good decks. Like in Bew Paladin, it gets crazy because they end up with like 8, 9, 10 cost dragons coming out every turn, and I'm like, okay, Ceaseless Expanse, Brawl, like execute that one, Dracorex the rest of them. Like, it gets nuts. And Imbue Rogue also, they're just throwing haymakers until one of us runs out of cards first. Normally they run out of cards first, but sometimes they can kill me. Just depends on kind of the luck of the draw usually. Ooh, that's rough. Seems good. Okay, so 3, 4, 5, 6. They're dead. Okay, 5 and 3 after 8 games. That was a dope win. I really love this deck. I think I'm a couple of cards away from the final version. Once I figure out what to dust, I'm gonna grab the warrior quest and see how that does in this. That's one of the cards that I think is probably gonna be really good. The double plucky was super clutch. Going from Curator to the second plucky, I think has made a big difference in the deck. Alright. Well, we started this by losing to Death Knight, so let's see how this one goes. Have I ever been attacked by someone holding a sword? Well, I trained and taught martial arts for about a decade, so technically yes. I assume you're talking about Hearthstone, though. Yeah, we did a lot of like samurai training. I trained in like a Japanese martial arts form for a while. It was like they called it like an American style because it would, you know, it was a blend of a lot of different stuff, but it was mainly from Japanese stuff. So there was a big like there was huge like Okinawan influence, a lot of Japanese samurai influence, Aikido, judo, stuff like that. So we're both playing Ysera.
Ahoy, scallywag!
I get the feeling this is going to be a long one. A lot of these games are kind of long. I think this video is going to be like 2 hours long or something. Let me see here.
I have but little time.
Sure, infused breath is fine. Yeah, we're going on about 2 hours now.
Stop and smell the flowers.
Oh my god. So, I just remembered. So you said, you asked, have I ever been attacked by someone holding a sword? One time I was driving in my car, and a homeless guy was in the street holding this really long thing, like a sword. And as cars passed by, he was like running up to him and like full blown, like Barry Bondsing that, just smacking cars. So he comes at me, because I didn't see him. I realized what he was doing after the fact, but he comes at me, and so I like veer out of the way, and he like clips the side of my car, and then I see like another car driving on the opposite side of the street. He does the same thing, runs up on it. So it felt like being attacked by a sword. I guess this is okay.
I love height. Stop and smell the flowers.
Okay. So Elise seems great. I'm very tempted to wait. So because we both play Ysera, I get the feeling they're prepared for the long game. So I think I want Fire Plume off of Elise. But I'm tempted to wait a little bit to see what would be the best modes of it, depending on what they do. Yeah, I think we're going to chill here. Buckle up, guys. This is probably going to be a long one. Fast forward to, like, what, a 3-hour video or something? This is the 9th game, only going to 10 games. One more after this. You can do it, guys. If I can do it, you can do it. Stick with me here.
Nothing gets past my hounds!
Ooh, okay. Interesting.
Little time. Join me in my eternal prison.
I've been waiting for people to play this card. Nice. How do I play this turn? This is crazy. I don't think Brawl is the right call because they get minions off of this and this.
I wonder.
I could just Blobatar pass. I'm thinking that might be the right call here. Another blob, okay. Wow. Reborn lifesteal on that guy, okay. Alright, I'm starting to think Brawl is gonna be needed now. This Reborn is annoying. But I can pop it with... No, not till the turn after next for that. Okay, Ziliax is helpful. Okay, that's a little better at least. We've pretty much had an even exchange of cards. So no one's pulling ahead in the attrition battle yet. I'm thinking next turn I might play Elise, so that way I have Fire Plume ready to go on turn 10. Because I may have to play Ziliax on 9, depending on how this next turn or so goes. Hard to say, though. Man, those bonus effects bouncing around is really difficult. I think I probably got to pop that one to save some damage. This could get Nomelia, which would be helpful.
What now?
Okay, that's decent, because then I've got this guy afterwards. Yeah, I don't want to, but I feel like I probably should ham. It would be great to use ham after this, assuming I get the ability to copy a minion. So that seems necessary. You know, let's run Elise.
I remember this place well.
Did I get it? Yeah, just in time. So that was, it seems like it was correct to go Elise on 8, I can Ziliax on 9, gain a little life back, hopefully I'm not dead. Ooh, triple blood fighter. So Ziliax is very likely just going to die here next turn, but it's okay. So that'll summon a 2/2 with taunt.
Insignificant.
Get down!
Blaze a trail.
Insignificant.
So I'm not sure I can afford to Fire Plume on 10. Ay, ay, ay. Well, I had to Zilliax, so I didn't really have a choice in the matter, I don't think. But that's when you want to play Zilliax, right after your opponent played Zilliax. Brawl? Okay. This might not be winnable now. Taunt Bloodfighter is decent, because then when they kill it, I'll get a 12/12 taunt that they have to deal with.
What now?
Yeah, I think Taunt Bloodfighter is probably the way I'm going to go here. So maybe it was greedy to go Fire Plume, but I had a feeling this game was going to go real long. So I could have gone Terror Run and been able to make like a 5/5 copy of Zilliax. Might have made a difference, hard to say. But it was definitely, I think it was definitely greedy to take the Fire Plume. So the ideal situation is this one gets the Rush Bloodfighter. So then I have a 12/12 taunt. And then when that one dies, it gets the elusive one, which then attacks something. But obviously the third one's not going to have taunt, so we'll see how they play this. And if we get lucky or not, 50-50 shot. 50-50 shot. Nice. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, that was a good answer for that. Good. Well, we're definitely freezing their minions. That's for damn sure.
8 combatants enter, and I take the crown.
I would like to play Ham, but I think getting armor is more important here. Nah, let's get Ham. That gives me a target for Fire Plume. And also, if it dies, it's just another thing to power up Ceaseless Expanse, should I get there. The Bloodfighter's going to die at the end of their turn because of the Leech, sadly. Okay. Well, you did your job, Ham. What else can we do? So I may just have to make a 10/10 copy of Bob and hope that I get a good spell off of this. Marin... I could get some legendary minions off of Marin, I guess. I think Fire Plume is the way to go.
What now?
This gets Nomelia or Dracorex, which actually both would be really good here. Yeah, let's do that. Which one do we get? Okie dokie. Okay, we're alive. We're alive. And yes, I did realize I could have attacked the Leech with Bob and then done Nomelia. It would have hit this for some damage, so it would have been 4 lower. It would have been a 4/6. But we still would have ended up with the same outcome of it being there. Alright, we have Ceaseless Expanse available now. Shaladrasil is bad. That's real bad. And they even have Ysera. Come on. Thankfully it's not corrupted. And now I can't even Fire Plume because I don't have a minion to use it on. Yeah, fun times. Okay, so they can use their hero power to... Oh boy. What does that do now? Discover an undead, sure. Ay, ay, ay. Come on! So close. So close. Alright, 5-4 after 9 games. One more game. That was nuts. Yeah, so Fire Plume was the wrong call. I think that might have cost me the game, because I could have gotten so much more value off of a Terra run there. That really sucks. Had a feeling that Fire Plume would be very valuable, but... yeah, Terra run was much more efficient in that scenario. Alright, another Death Knight. I have a chance at redemption.
Now you're sailing on my seas.
Okay.
Ahoy, scallywag! Pleasure of fools.
I'm very tempted to use a Precursory Strike on their face, just to see if I can get any of these minions over here. Like a Plucky, Traveler, Blabatar would all be good. Or just draw Traveler, cool. I think that coin's going to be pretty useful. Yeah, it should be fine. Ay, 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 another one of these guys. I thought we were done with this.
Stop and smell the flowers.
Okay, that's not bad. I was hoping it would hit that. Okay, so poisonous. Just poisonous? Alright, just poisonous. I could execute it, it'll put 2 bonus effects on this.
I remember this place well.
Alright, we're gonna get the terror run this time. I'm gonna be good. I could go for armor, but I think the 5/5 copy's better. The only problem with doing the copy mode is that it makes it so you can't use it unless you have something to copy. So maybe the armor is good. It's fine. It's fine. 10 cards in hand. Shoot. Awesome. Ooh, that's not good. So something I wouldn't mind having in this is a way to deal a bunch of damage to minions. The same way like Paladin has Consecration or other classes have stuff like that. There goes my dog. Click, clack, click, clack. Yeah, I think Ziliax is the call here. I could go, well no, I can't Terror Run because there's nothing to copy. Yep, alright, Ziliax it is. It's crazy that my max health is 23. That's gonna be difficult this game, but it just means I gotta get more armor. Yeah, I was thinking about that armor on this. That would have actually made last turn a lot easier had I done that.
Talk, little Death Knight. Boom, boom.
Wow. Okay. What? I think they played that on accident. Okay, so a win is a win, 6-4, but I'm gonna play another game because that was crap. That's not. I like to earn my wins. So, yeah. 11 games it is, fine. I really like playing this deck, though. I'm having a ball playing this deck.
Remember my blade.
Alright. Very likely this is Imbue Rogue, so... I actually like this hand a lot. I would possibly throw back Brawl normally, But against Imbue Rogue, Brawl on 5 could be very good. Yeah, hard to argue with this. I am still considering playing that card, 2 mana, gives you 2 mana crystals the next turn. That could make for some really powerful draws with this deck. Like if you do that on 4, you can play a 6-drop. Or like doing that on turn 4, that means turn 5 I can play one of the many 7s. It does seem clunky. That might not be the best thing, because that's also a really bad draw. Like, you know, late game, you got that left in your deck, and you draw it on turn 27. Like, obviously a little rough. I could do this, or I could Precursory Strike it. What do I want to do here?
What now?
I could trade here and then use this on the poisonous one.
It's a good day for a fight.
Ahoy, scallywag!
Yeah, you know what? It draws me a minion also, so it's fine.
It's beautiful.
I think drawing those cards will help smooth out my draws a little bit. It's not the greatest play, for sure. Like, Blabatar is 1 card, so I'm using 1 card. I'm using 2 cards against it, but those 2 cards get me a card. So, in my opinion, it kind of evens out in terms of card disadvantage. But I think it's okay. Maybe I should have just played Blabatar and let them trade or something, but Drawing 2 cards there seemed awesome. Gave me the potential for like Tortolan Travelers, more plucky Paint Fins, New Heights, you know, stuff that would help progress the game for me a lot. Okay, that's pretty good.
relaxation for all, and all thanks to me.
Follow the flutterwings.
Yeah, I really like the tempo of that play. I think Dracorex I'd usually like to hold for a little bit better value, but because I can also attack for 6 here, get him below 20, I think it's pretty solid, but we'll see how it turns out.
8 combatants enter, and I take the crown.
The citadel stands strong.
What now?
Stop and smell the flowers. Stop and smell the flowers.
8 combatants enter, and I take the crown.
I swear if they have another Shadow Step, I swear. Oh my god.
My hand is too full.
So that is huge. The loot off of that side quest is so good, it can be game defining, so that could be a huge advantage here.
you soon. I remember this place well.
So yeah, that's part of why Rogue is so good right now, because they have 4 different things that they can do to return stuff to their hand and then replay. That gives you a ton of value from Zilliax, Bob, just so many different things. That's really crazy. I could Nomelia here, but I think Fire Plume is probably good because that also corrupts the Shaladrasil. These are undead. Sure. Okay, that's crazy. Double Shaladrasil. Here we go. You know what? Let's do this. Then we get to keep that. And yeah, we got 10 cards, but it's okay. We'll burn something, but hopefully it's New Heights or Plucky or something like that.
By petal and sword.
Fathomless power, bottomless hatred. The path is clear for the worthy. My hand is full.
Yeah, totally cool to burn that. That seems pretty good. So we're pretty much even on the attrition battle. I've got 18 cards total, 9 in hand, 9 in deck. They've got 9 in deck, 7 in hand. So, and they still got that Zilliax, so that'll be a big point here. Okay, so they're gonna lose that imbued hero power now to something else, I assume. Very interesting choice.
What now? I wonder. I must choose.
I didn't really want to do that, but I have 10 cards in hand, and if I burn something like one of the Blood Fighters, Ceaseless Expanse, or Fyrrak, it'd be really bad. So it seemed like it was worth the risk, and it ended up being okay.
This timeline needs more watching.
Looks like we're gonna brawl again.
Choose soon.
Yesterday is now!
Norita!
I must choose.
In the ring, blood speaks with valor.
My hand is too.
Yeah, this is absolutely crazy. So triple Shaladrisil, one of which is corrupted. Another one only costs 1. This is a crazy game. I don't think I've ever played games as crazy as I have when playing this deck.
Defensive action engaged.
Nothing can prevent your end.
What now?
The light has betrayed me.
You really put the old heel.
Alright, that seemed like it was worth the risk. They ended up killing all of it, but I still have 2 more Shaladrasil to go. Yeah, I'm probably going to wait for this until I know that the new Heights is out of the deck. That way I get a couple, you know, Ceaseless Expanse or Fyrrak or something. Perfect. Alright, here we go. With the Corrupted Awakening, we've got Lethal. Let's see if it works. This is just a crazy game. My god.
A world once lost can be reborn once more.
So they've only got 9 cards left in their deck. 3 of them are Acorns. And... is it Wind-Up Sapling? I think one of them's a Wind-Up Sapling. Yeah, so they're running out of resources. And I'm at 80 health. This is nuts. So I've got 10 here, yeah, plus the 5. They're just dead. Oh, no, just kidding. Darn it, that was definitely a misplay. Okay. Should have hit this first. Sorry, I got excited. I was like, it's finally over! If I play Fyrrak, then Shaladrisil is corrupted for next turn, but nothing's going to hit them, so it's going to hit like my minions. Well, my minions have elusive, so it probably won't even do anything. Oh boy, the squirrels are at it. Okay. Wow, okay. Yeah, they're desperate for health. So we got a 50-50 shot between these two minions. If I fill my hand with a bunch of blood fighters, that's amazing!
My hatred cannot be contained.
Okay, let's also shuffle Fyrrak into our deck, because then I could just draw a bunch of Fyrrak. Let's do... Yeah, I'm really tempted to bob and draw. No, we just Shaladrisil here. I've played 3 corrupted Shaladrisils this game. This is utterly insane. There's the Ziliax, finally. Yeah, they're holding on for dear life. You gotta respect it. I mean... Okay, so it's either Fyrrak or Valera. Oh, you know what? I should have played Ceaseless Expanse and then done something, I guess. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
I have seen creation,
But I'm losing value. Yeah, but it's okay.
destruction.
Come on. Come on. Oh, that's a good one, too. And it's a bunch of Fyrrak. Excellent. This is the craziest game I've ever played. This takes the cake. By far. Yeah, I'm definitely clipping this game up and just putting this online, because this game alone is insane. And after I play a Fyrrak, I can shuffle one back into the deck. Because I'm going to burn the Valera right now, but that's okay. I don't know if they really think they can do this. Seems like it's probably just a point of pride at this by now. I mean...
You have no idea what I'm capable of.
Whoo! That's pretty good. Okay, I see why they were holding on. So it basically just plays everything they've played that's not a priest card. This is amazing. Yeah, just the actual craziest game I've ever played in my entire life. Well, let's play 2 more Fyrrak. This is so ridiculous. Ooh, that's not good. I've got 5 more Fyrrak to go. Let's do it.
You have no idea what I'm capable of.
It'd be amazing if they won this game. Can you imagine? With all the life gain, I mean, it's very possible, but... Alright, let's try this again.
My hatred cannot be contained.
Well, that one was not as good. Wow. They've got 26 attack on board. Yeah, it's unfortunate. The overloaded mana crystals held me back from being able to play 2 Fyrrak this turn. Yeah, if they win this game, they've super earned it. Because this is, I mean, this is a long game, too. And this just won't trigger because the Shadow Step is hitting it, I guess? Oh. Maybe the Shadow Step hits something else. Ah, fine. Yeah, none of these things are hitting me. It's just hitting all their minions.
You have no idea what I'm capable of.
Yes, they still got a bunch of health drinks and another test, so let's see if we can get there. Alright, it's not looking good. One more chance this turn. Yes, that's good. Alright, so they're going to take another 7 here, but then gain another, like, 40 life. Thankfully, no overloaded mana crystals either. Yeah, they just gotta play tests. I don't think they have any other option here. Really?
Bring guidance.
I guess they're opting not to play tests. That's interesting. Oh no, it costs 5. Just kidding.
You have no idea what I'm capable of.
Ooh, they could actually kill themselves if... No, okay, there's 5 more. Yes, good stuff. Good. So yeah, if they don't get Tess back, then... I mean, either way, it seems like they're potentially not going to make it. Oops. This is insane. I can't even believe this game. All enemy minions. That's to a minion. So, alright, last chance. I think we're going to make it here. Come on. I mean, I guess they die on their draw step anyway, because they're going to take a bunch of damage there. There it is. Whew. Genuinely, with no shadow of a doubt, the craziest game I have ever played in my entire life. If you watched that entire thing, thank you. Wow. Alright. I like this deck. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll definitely catch you next time. Check out the YouTube videos and all the stuff. Smash the like button. No, do the following and the commenting and the liking and stuff. Big thank you. It makes a big difference for the channel. So, peace and love, guys.